even not with celebrities. Like let's think about just day to day. I'm not going to go blast my situation for the whole world right now, but
Can you be pulled on stage? Can you be pulled on stage by one of those entertainers and be respectful to your partner? Is
I'll
it
get it.
I
possible?
Give
got,
me a second.
I got you. I got you. Um, I don't know how much of this you know about or how much of it you've seen. Basically, uh, this Usher Chris Brown concert, it got people in a disarray, double standards. Who can get away with what? Why is it okay for this to happen and that to happen? Is it really innocent? Is it really about just having a good time, or is it more to it that these women are trying to really make it out to be? And I'm glad you pulled up because that perspective from a woman is definitely needed up here. Uh, I don't know what's your take.
Well, is it just going to the concert, or is it or is it being like pulled up on the stage? Because I mean, let's be honest, not everybody's pulled up on the stage, so that's the chances of that happening are pretty slim. So I need a little bit of context there.
All right,
Like, is
the
the
argument.
scenario that they are getting pulled up on stage?
So the argument is
It's pretty much the behavior of men versus women when you're around these celebrities. It's how the behavior is when the concert's going on.
All right. Um, what the ladies get out of control? Is that what we're saying?
it, it's like, all right, women don't have respect for their partners when they get around these celebrities, right? One woman was married. She went on the stage with Chris Brown. She tongued him down. Her husband was right there, front row, watching it. Completely embarrassed him. Then, like, you just have so many different scenarios where you have these women. You don't know who's going to get pulled up on the stage. Don't
Oh
expect it,
well,
but
I don't know that.
it
I don't know that I believe that, but I feel like they pre-select people. I don't know. I don't really believe that they just pull random people. I've been to 3 different Chris Brown concerts. I've never been pulled up. So, and I've had some pretty good seats. So that's my first. Second, you shouldn't be doing that. First of all, if you're married, that's crazy. But then again, people do crazy things. Uh, even not with celebrities. Like, let's think about just day to day. I'm not going to go blast my situation for the whole world right now, but my partner's done some pretty foul my ex-partner's done some pretty foul, disrespectful things to me and not honored our relationship. I think that people do wild things because they let their lust and their wants and desires basically just take control over them. And that's just not cool. But I think that goes for anybody that allows for that to happen for themselves.
yeah.
I personally would never go up there if I was married. That's just, to me, that's inappropriate unless, that's your thing and you guys have an arrangement and like you've pre-spoke about it. Like, oh, well, what does that mean for us if he pulls me up there? And that's like your guys' thing. But I don't know. To me, I look at marriage as something sacred. Like, I even viewed my own relationship, my long-term relationship of 18 years, on and off, as a marriage to me because I had that man's child and we've been through a lot together. But, everybody's different. Not everybody views and honors relationships or marriages the same way. So, you can't really, it's not a one shoe size fits all, I guess.
I got a question.
Question
Can
it
you?
up.
All right. Yeah. Can you be pulled on stage? Can you be pulled on stage by one of those entertainers and be respectful to your partner? Is it possible?
I wouldn't necessarily say. I mean, that's a tricky one because you could kind of like, not let him. Grinding on you is one thing. Like, obviously, your partner knows that's a part of the act. So, you know, I think that it should be a pre-discussion beforehand if you're going with your partner, one. And two, if you're not making out with him, grinding on you a little bit is like, I mean, sure, is it inappropriate? 100%. Like in the bounds of marriage, but that's just the way I think. But also, like, you're not cheating on your partner. You're with your partner at something that they're very well aware of what takes place and goes on. So I feel like that's where the discussion really is very important. But yeah, that would be, that leaves a lot of room for disrespect.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think a lot of people are willing to risk it all just for opportunity to reveal their true selves for the right person or
They're willing to
opportunity.
do it for the wrong person too. That's the thing.
It come back to desire and lust, like you
Oh
were
yeah.
saying earlier. Like, you name a person, I will know exactly how they move just off of my own observations of them. You say
Right.
Chris, know how Chris Brown get down on stage. If my woman is talking to me about going to a concert and she names this particular person, yeah, it's going to be an issue. Matter of fact, quite frankly, uh, the relationship will probably be over because what I've noticed, and I'm not saying that is everybody, but there are specific men and women out here in the world who they worship human beings so much that you'll be a part of their life, but they'll always think that there's someone better than you. The fact that there are people out here that look at these celebrities and then they lay it next to somebody and think, oh, well, I can still kind of level up to something else. That rubs me the wrong way. If you with me and you still think that there's someone out here that is better for you, I would rather you just remain in the street. Don't even come my direction because I'm not going to ever put anybody in a position to feel as if they're going to be second to somebody. That's extremely disrespectful to me and a waste of my time and yours.
I got a question for you up top. Why do you
I mean,
think the the man always accompany their women to these shows, or why do they come along if they're a couple?
I think people want to have a
I'm gonna
good
need you to
time.
say that one more time.
No, I was saying, why do the guy, the man, why do he accompany his lady to these shows if he knows who the entertainer gonna be? If he know what show it is, why do he have to be there? Why couldn't she go by herself?
If if I got to babysit you, I don't need to be with you at all. Like, honestly, it's I have a pet peeve. I have multiple pet peeves. Um, One of them specifically is someone who they see somebody that is on TV and oh my god, you dropping your panties, you what ready to risk everything for them. You pass out like they humans just like you and me, my nigga. Like what are we talking about? If you fanning out over people, I don't nah. Um, I've like I said, I've only been to one event. I don't do concerts. I don't like being in crowds. I don't trust people enough to be in crowds like that. But yeah, I couldn't tell you, man. Insecurity, or maybe they just want to go have a good time. Maybe they just want to go have a
Hey,
good time.
and there you go. You mentioned insecurity. Insecurity is real, people. It's real. If your lady tell
It
you
is.
if your lady tell you you're insecure about something like that, dealing with these concerts, that's a red flag. Anytime you hear that word insecure, that's called being a red flag. That means something about to happen, fellas. That's what it means. You cannot hear a word like that. At the end of the day, it's about the boundaries of the relationship. If you're in a relationship, but we talking relationship. So if you're in a relationship, you have to make that boundary. But to go back to what you said before about when you was mentioning could they find somebody better and all of that, better than you and all that, that's I think that's just the nature of it. It's the nature. Everybody wanna get the best piece they can get. It's not gonna stop. That's human nature, I think. If they can get somebody better, that's what they're gonna do. If any of these women go to these concerts and they're with their mate, and if they find out Usher or Chris Brown, either one will give them a chance, you out the door. You're not Usher or Chris Brown. There's
No,
nothing you can do about that.
uh. Speaking as a no, it's not true. My ex-partner quite a few times to that concert, and I'm not that kind of girl. So I disagree with that.
I mean, of course you're going to disagree with it. You're one person, but you can't speak for a whole group of people out there.
No, but I'm saying you can't generalize all women are going to do that.
That's true too.
Will a lot of them? I'm sure they would. I'm sure they
Well,
would. A
okay,
lot of them would, but that's unfair to us who wouldn't. Who wouldn't?
okay,
So
and I
just be
and hold
mindful
up,
of that, I think.
and I respect your answer because going back to what I said earlier with Miss Lady was saying that she said she would not go on the stage to a Chris Brown or Usher if they asked her to, because like you mentioned before, that will open up the gateway of disrespecting the relationship if she did that. So she said she wouldn't,
Right.
only because she feel attracted, highly attracted to who her person is. So what I'm saying to you guys is that if the attraction is not there, they're going on that stage. It's nothing you can do about that.
It's not even to me. It's not even about just the attraction. It's about the respect. Period.
But
And
that
like
that 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 go hand in hand. Respect and attraction go hand in hand.
I
If
don't
she
have to
not
be.
if she not attracted to you, then she don't respect you.
I don't have to be. I don't have to be attracted to you to have respect for you. I
Yeah,
mean
I
that's just.
disagree with that as well.
Oh,
Because I was real attracted to my ex fiance, and let me tell you, I didn't respect a lot of things about him because he didn't show up in a lot of ways that I didn't desire for him to. So I I was attracted to him, but that didn't mean I respected him in a lot of ways. So I don't know that the two necessarily go exactly hand in hand, but I do get what you're saying. But from my perspective, only based on experience, that's not necessarily the case for me personally. But you know, to each their own, I guess.
See, here's the problem for me, right? I think what gets a lot of folks in trouble is that they don't respect their parties. They don't respect the relationship. They never properly define what it looks like to both of them. It's one sided. Um, and if you put a mirror up to their face, it's going to really tell you everything you need to know about these people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's women who know. Like, put it this way: you know if there's going to be danger when you turn that stove on and that fire is coming from that iron. You know how close to get to it before it burn you. And I'm using that as a metaphor to say y'all can say whatever you want. Y'all know exactly the territory that you're crossing in. You've already got it in your mind how far you're going to go with certain situations. You've measured the distance and all that. So one woman say, I'm not going up on that stage. Why won't she go up there? Because she knows that if she goes up there, there's no going back. And she knows what
Right.
it's gonna she knows what it's gonna do to the person involved because she cares about the person. Anybody else, it's a whole different conversation. And then we get butthurt when we see what we see and you start categorizing everybody in the same playing field. I don't believe it's every woman in the world who move like that. I don't believe every man is a piece of crap either. But what we are trying to attack and address is the ones who absolutely do move like this. Call them out for what it is. Stop lying and pretending as if you really got the type of love and respect for your person when you don't. These placeholders. A lot of people are with placeholders. They don't even really want to be there. They're just waiting until they can promote themselves to another opportunity.
100%. And that also has a lot to do with your inner love for yourself and your respect for yourself. Because truthfully, if you love and respect yourself, you wouldn't want to treat anybody else the way that you wouldn't like to be treated. And that I firmly believe that. Because the reality of it is, you're searching for something, and that's why you're not able to commit. That's why you cheat. That's why you do these things, because you're missing a piece within yourself that feels the need to fill that in a way that somehow is detrimental to your relationship. Also, is it's like a dopamine hit. It's like a rush to get that instant gratification, or that need for being desired or desire someone else, when in reality, if you loved yourself and you were content with who you are as a person, you wouldn't really need that from somebody else, one, and you definitely wouldn't need that from somebody else other than your partner. I think
That's
it
a
all
fact.
boils down to a lot of things that are internal, honestly, which is why people display these characters. Because the reality of it is, why do you need that attention from someone else if you have a pretty good thing at home? Why do you need to put yourself out there and be sneaky? Uh, why do you need to replace someone after longevity who's been good to you? Yeah, not perfect maybe, but people go through things. That's life. That's marriages. That's relationships. That's friendships. That's any relationship. But why do you feel the need to do that? 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after, a month after, 2 months after. Like, people really, they don't want to be with themselves. And I think people always boil to that. Previous people need to get right with themselves before they go putting their demons, baggage, and nonsense into somebody else's life. And I speak with experience on that, because truthfully, I have been out of my relationship for now almost 5 months. I haven't slept with anybody. I haven't dated anybody. I've hardly spoken to anyone of the opposite sex, because I need to get right in my brain, my heart, my mind, my body, my soul, so that the next time a good man comes around and wants to love me, I'm able to receive it. I'm able to reciprocate it, and I'm good within myself that I don't need that to feel good, because I think that's the problem with a lot of people as well.
As Chef, to answer your question real quick, I think a lot of these artists, especially with these two in particular, they do a combination of everything, right? Yeah, they're here to entertain and perform, but I think that if you unpeel this a little bit more, you'll find out that they're actually helping in a way too. Because
Is it revealing?
like what you just said, a lot of people, they can't be alone, or they haven't done the proper inner work to prepare themselves to be in anything with structure at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for them to crumble under any type of temptation or pressure. You'll look at Chris Brown or Jennifer Lopez and you know your panties wet, whatever. I'm going to look at them and I'm just going to say hi, nice to meet you. I love your movies, et cetera, and I'm just going to keep on going to work or whatever I'm doing. I'm not going to lose no sleep over it. It's not that big of a deal to me. So I think they do expose people for more than just relationship things and patterns, but yeah. If you wanted to say something,
Yeah, man. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that assessment about people revealing their hand when you go to these concerts, because uh, they if they get on that stage without no hesitation, to me they belong to the streets. They don't belong to you. They belong to the streets. That's a any female that gets up there real fast, that they're used to that. It's in their nature to be like that. So they get up there to put the show on, to grind, to do the kissing and all that. And they for the streets. They not really for you.